Bro, on job, my family decided didn't come in the kitchen for like 2 hours, and now decide to just come walking through like constantly. So yeah, like Melina comes across this small wooden house in the forest. Mind you, she because it's a huge dense forest, she thinks like, oh, it's abandoned, and just walks in. And Jason hears this, and he's like, all right, puts on his mask and says, all right, who the fuck is stumbling in my house into a like random ass house in the woods at like 3 p.m. on a Thursday night? I mean, on a Friday morning. And we know it's Belina, drunk, nowhere near sober, and Jason, who's fully sober, just looking at it like, what the fuck? And he was like, she ain't a teen, so I don't really want to kill her. And then his mother sitting here looking like, I don't even know what the fuck his mother is. I don't even know if she possessed that guy or what the fuck. I don't remember really, but I'm gonna say like, because I'm gonna just say it's possession. Like, she basically tells him like she's not from this planet, like she doesn't seem from this world. So I don't know what to do either. And mind you, Melina's seeing that this guy is 6'7", stacked, and pretty much butt ass naked because it's Jason. Who knows whether he sleeps with clothes on or off? And she thinks, oh, this guy is a good hookup. And yeah, that happens. The midnight tango. The freaking forced dance of the night. And I'm a time skip because I don't want to explain this and get overseer like looking at me like finally. Because yeah, I'm not describing the midnight tango. The midnight tango. It was a graceful dance, honestly. A whole bunch of noises to be heard. Screeching. I said screeching. Yeah, pretty much. Actually, a lot more than that. And that's as much as I'm going to say because I don't want to think about how this is going to happen. Because that's kind of disgusting. How you can just picture that. Like, I'm a... Oh, no, it's in my head. Jason's just pounding her. It's not even fair. She's the top half of the time, and Jason's the bottom, because you don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. Dude, they went on until morning. And probably, they went on to the next night. It was Friday the 13th, and he didn't do anything because of her. She wasn't sober for the entire day. She drunk taverns dry before she left. Bruh, there's no way possible this man is pretty much moving on the 13th. So, yeah, that happens. And I'm a time skip no, I said 6 months. Yeah, Melina can have a kid in 6 months. Like, it would make sense because she isn't technically human, but I'm not doing that. 9 months. So, and baby Deku is born, or the child of Jason and Melina is born. Mazel tov. Congrats, it's a boy. Damn. And I just realized that people would think like, oh, Deku's gonna be a villain. He's gonna be a hero in this one. Someone's coming. Nah. Oh. I gotta stop it. Yeah. Stretch and pretty much continue thinking. Yeah. Honestly, his name is just Jason Jr. Because why not? Everyone just calls him Deku. Trust me, he goes to school. It's just hard to, it took a lot of work. Like, the paperwork was the hardest thing. Because, Melina isn't from Earth. So she had to, like, get a license, ID, and all that. She had to forge many things. She had to do many things to be considered earthly. And then, like, the way she did it was the fact that she said she was in a tribe and they believed it because it's like they never seen someone like her before. So it was believable, and she just integrated into human society. Society, really, nigga? Yeah, society. I really almost butchered that word again. Because that scene is still in my head with Jason and Milena, and it just won't leave. That's really horrible. All right. So yeah, after all that comes birth of Deku. Yeah, birth of Deku actually. Why not? And he isn't born in a hospital. Trust me, Jason can't go anywhere near human civilization. He'll be recognized. That's why he lives in the forest. Why do you think he lives like 5 kilometers away from the nearest teen? Because he snaps, he kills everything, and he's been like holding back the 13th, and his mother has seen it, and she's like, you know what? I don't even care no more. At this point, like it's obsolete. You've been killed way too many times. Even hell can't hold this man. So he's like, I'm just enjoy like my peaceful days on Earth. Or so he thought, until like a week later, Milena came knocking at his door. Now he has this little bundle of joy. So yeah, that happens. Deku's integrated into society, and before you say it, no, Milena does not have a job. She gets unemployment checks, like everyone else. She gets Section 8 and all that shit for some weird reason in the forest. The fuck is that on my hand? So yeah, I'm gonna say like from birth, like Melina learns about society, and she's like, okay, so like as much as like villain suits this kid, I mean my child, I want him to be a hero so he can actually bring in money. Therefore, get us out of that shithole in the forest. And mind you, Jason still hears this, and he's basically does that haha, basically saying, hey, shut the fuck up, it's my house. And she said, well, at least you can have like extra things. He was like, dude, he was like, but he was about to say he was like, he was like, I was living here my whole life, from like a whole 13 lives pretty much, until you came around changing shit. So I'm fine with this house. And he was like, yeah, but the kid isn't. And he was like, the kid's fine, look at him. And he's just like, Deku's swimming in the lake, and Milena's getting pissed off. It's like, you know your history of water, why the fuck are you letting him swim in the lake? And Jason says, because I'm not hurt, because I'm not scared of that shit no more, I'm even swimming with him. And then he hangs up the phone. And yeah, Deku goes, I really don't want to do this, because I mean, no, I want to do this. It's just I don't want to do the whole school thing because it's kind of redundant and retarded. By the way, Deku has the teeth and stuff. It's just like he can turn them on and off because I don't want him to walk around with a mask all the time. Because yeah, no, Jason he has like a whole bunch of masks. He had knives. Deku's been strictly forbidden to wear even the hockey mask. So, yeah, I'm gonna say like that happens. Like nothing bad happens because you know, if you know anything of Jason, extraordinary strength beyond all human measures. Like legit, he punches holes through people's chests. He runs through straight concrete buildings. I mean, he just walks through buildings. The Friday the 13th game had him broken as shit. Like this nigga can teleport, freaking see people, sneak, and freaking pretty much phase shift, or just like move to the point where it's like you can't see him, and then he pops up in front of you. Not to mention you couldn't break his grab unless you stabbed him, and even then he just regenerated. So him being with Melina is even worse, because I don't know what Melina has to bring to the table besides that teleportation and teeth. But this shit about to be wild. But anyway, I'm gonna say everything was good up until middle school, and I'm not trying to get freaking whatever the hell happens when you talk about shit. So the only thing that really happens is like he meets Bakugo. You know, Bakugo being the errant son of a bitch he is, uh, starts talking shit to Deku, thinking he doesn't have a quirk. Mind you, he has a quirk. He just doesn't use it because it's a mixture of Jason's abilities and Milena's, and they didn't know what to call it, so they just called it like because of where he was. They just call. Nah, they don't even have a name for that shit because he has so many things with that they just named it fucking all around. No, you have no name for this shit. Like I really have no name for this nigga with this nigga abilities because it's just basic shit. Well, not basic, you know what I mean, but it's like a lot of shit that goes into it. So it's like it's not basic, but it's like you know what I'm talking about. Like it's too many quirks to name. It's like having one for all, and it's like multiple different quirks, and they don't know what to call it. So they just named it like they just left it blank, pretty much. They said they just listed all the quirks and just left it blank. So you think Bago would stay away from him, but he found out that like when they went playing in the forest when they're younger, they ran into freaking Deku walking into the forest because that's his fucking home. And he thought it was fun to actually make fun of Deku. Mind you, this is the son of Milena and Jason. Jason is constantly pissed off. Well, almost constantly pissed off. On the 13th, he's really pissed off, but I say he's he's chill pretty much for the most part now. And then you got Milena, who's ready to snap at any moment, pretty much. So, what do you expect happens? And mind you, they're in a classroom. This nigga Deku, like, when Bakugo gets to doing dumb shit, Deku grabs Bakugo by his neck and throws him through the wall. Walks through and kicks him through the next wall. And, if it wasn't for the fact that all his classmates jumped, like, the whole school pretty much jumped on Deku to stop him, Bakugo would have destroyed the whole building with just Bakugo being kicked and thrown through walls. And, the school notified Milena, and, Milena wasn't mad about it. She just told Deku, like, look, I know, he is, like, an asshole, but you can't just go kicking and throwing someone through walls. And he was like, but Dad did it. And he was like, but your dad's a different story. And you did it. I was like, well, I'm a different story too. Anyway, let's go home now. And that pretty much concludes middle school with freaking Bakugo being so afraid that Deku, like, flattened his ass that he just doesn't want to talk to him. So now Bakugo still has, like, the superiority complex, but when it comes to when Deku's around, that dude is zip. Like, he doesn't say shit. It's like Deku's the apex predator, and this nigga's like a fucking rat. But I'm gonna continue. So it's junior high time, and Deku isn't retarded. He isn't the smartest, but he isn't the dumbest either. He's like, alright. He knows his shit. And he aims for UA. So, like, that whole thing happens. And, when he announces, like, okay, there's 2 students in here who wants to be in UA. Freaking Bakugo, like usual, even in Canada, says, which one of you asswipes wants to be in UA? And then he turns around to Deku. He feels like, how the present that Jason gives off, like, honestly, you're about to die. Like, Deku gave off that present, and Bakugo turned around and, like, kind of seen the silhouette of Jason. And he was like, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't know it was you. My bad. He started apologizing and ass-kissing this man. And Deku just say, like, no, it's fine. But still, you shouldn't talk shit to someone you shouldn't talk shit. You were talking a whole bunch of shit for someone in throwing distance. Everyone in the class remember what he did to Bakugo a couple years back, throwing him through a wall, then kicking him through the next. And mind you, these weren't wooden walls; these are concrete walls. So basically, he just threw him through one, then kicked him through the next. Bakugo couldn't move for a solid year. And somehow they got the self-defense claim and it worked because, Bakugo had to let off an explosion so, they could have full grounds to whoop his ass. There's every excuse in the world to whoop someone's ass in self-defense. But, yeah, it's junior high time, and after all that, Deku walks home. I mean, he doesn't even walk home. Like, think about it. This man can pretty much teleport home. Or Lake Mist home. Like, this man has so many powers that... No, I'm going to actually say... I'm going to take out the teleportation and warping one from the 13th the game. Because there's no point in adding them. Because, like, in, like, Mortal Kombat X, you can just Lake Mist and just walk home. All it does is, like, he walks and pretty much a mist shows up. And he disappears and reappears at home. So yeah, that happens, and, he's home now. Marina and Jason don't even ask him how school went, because they know how school goes for him. No one fucks, like, he talks to some people, but no one really fucks with him all like that, because, when you're a kid who legit can threw someone through a fucking wall, then kicked them through the next, when you were, like, freaking 12 years old, pretty sure, 10 years old, pretty sure everyone's kind of scared of you. And Jason's proud of him. He was like, yes, asserting your dominance over peers, a good thing. And Milena actually is too. Like, you think about it. Like, they believe he asserted his dominance. And he did. Like, legit. Imagine, like, this kid asserted so much dominance that it reigned for fucking from middle school into junior high. And then they basically got discussing things. And yes, like, they had to renovate the house. Because, Milena wouldn't stop nagging Jason. So, there's electricity and technology and stuff in the house now. Those are regular-ass house. Besides the fact that, like, the Wi-Fi man the freaking Wi-Fi hasn't came in yet because the nigga can't find the house. He's been lost in the forest for, like, 3 weeks now. Trying to find this damn house. But, yeah... Besides that, everything's cool. And I'm gonna say, before the UA exam, like, his mother basically Milena tells him, like, look, this exam is very important. This decides whether you be a hero or a fuck up. And then he was like, but what about a villain? She said, nope, there's no villain for you. Like, me and your father lived them lives, and it's not worth it. I mean, your father almost kind of still lives that life. If it wasn't for the fact that we're, like, 10 kilometers away from the nearest teenager. He says, oi, fuck off. I haven't did that in, like, 10 years. He hasn't done that since our kid was born. I mean, since Deku he said, I haven't done that since Deku was born. And she says, well, what would you do if he wasn't born? You have a point there. And this is like what he says. So yeah, that happens, and I'm gonna say the next day happens, and I'm telling you, this man can Lake Mist. I mean, in fact, I'm gonna put it to where he has to know where he is. I mean, he has to be there. I mean, he has to been there to be able to Lake Mist there. So he basically Lake Mist, like, when he like, instead of, how do I explain it? This nigga basically uses the Lake Mist ability and goes from his home to the nearest train station, and then takes a train all the way to, where UA is. Gets off and walks. And mind you, no, I'm not having this nigga bumping anyone, trip and fall, any of that. Because, I don't know who the fucking ship is going to be for this nigga. Because you have broken-ass Jason and Milena together to have this nigga. So who the fuck can control? Who the fuck can keep up with this man? It might as well be the whole UA class at this point. Just get this man a Frogger, like Froppy, Jiro, Momo. Give them all of them. And I think the whole school can like rock along with Deku. I'm joking because I'm not about to do that because it's too much shit for me to do. Like I'm a very lazy person when it comes to shit like that. Even now, like I should be pacing the stories slower, but my mind moves at the pace where it's like I want to like get through the information like fully. And when it comes to fights, I know I need to make them more interesting, so I'm gonna start making them more interesting. But as of right now, I'm trying to get through like the slow bit because in the manga I'm like to the point where it's like you can have 5 seasons. So, moving slow is not in my vocabulary when it comes to doing shit like this. I like to get the whole, like, freaking first season out of the way, and then hop into other shit. So, if I speed run through this shit, don't mind, because, honestly, I hate doing the same shit over and over again. It gets repetitive. Like, you know how it's gonna be. You'll either body someone, slam someone, or get through the shit. But I'm gonna still do it anyway, because why not? So... walks to school, like, Ochaka doesn't trip, because Deku's Deku, he doesn't trip. I mean, even if he trips, it's just Lake Mist, he just, like, appears right back where he first started. And he's like, alright, well, I fucked up severely there. And mind you, this dude is, like, 6'3", I'm gonna say. No, 6 feet tall. Because Jason, like, is, like, 6'7", if I'm not mistaken. As long as I want to stop and Google that shit, I'm not going to. Because, honestly, my lock paper isn't, like, it's a live wallpaper, but it isn't working. So it's just a basic-ass green back paper. But, yeah, if you hear me yawning, I am tired. But it's not, like, as tired as I was a couple, like, weeks ago when it was, like, 5 in the morning. I was sleep high, falling asleep tired. But, yeah, the fucking headphones is heavy as shit, making my ear fucking hurt. I gotta put both of them on. But, yeah, I'm gonna say he enters the school, and because Bakugo knows he's there, he's not gonna act a fucking fool. Like, Deku basically is like the mob boss, and this nigga is like his henchman. Besides, Deku doesn't call any hits or anything. Bakugo just sits there and listens to this nigga. So we don't get chopping Ida. We just get a straight, like, we get a straight, what is it called? What the fuck? I'm drawing blanks now. The hell is it? Oh, not even a speech, a lecture from President Mike, and no one said, like, people, like, say stuff and talk to him, but it's not like how it was in canon where Ida, like, singled out someone. Like, Ida can single out anyone. And, like, I'm gonna just get through this now. So, it's the robot part. Do you honestly expect me to just let this nigga, like, he slides as many robots as he can. And when it comes to the Ochako part, he really just grabs her and Lake Mist away. Like, there's no destroying the robot. He isn't even gonna try. Because all he knows is he punched the robot's ankle and cave it in. And then keep punching until it's, like, completely gone. So, instead of, like, because he thinks, like, he's not, like, slow. I mean, not the fact that he's slow. I'm saying he thinks before he does things. And his might move at like a millisecond, and he's like, no, I'm gonna just lift the rocks off of her and just Lake Mist to the medical area, and he does that, and yeah. And by the way, like, they're in the forest, so don't expect Mail to get there fast enough. Like, while everyone was there would say like, oh, they made it through a week. This man wouldn't know until like 2 or 3 months later after they find his house. And yes, the Wi-Fi guy finally got there. When the mail got dropped off, basically saying he got in, like that's when the mail guy came in, and basically, and all that happens. He's been accepted into U-fucking-A, because why wouldn't he be? Because they didn't give us enough information about the other schools, so I can't change up the story a bit. and say, oh, he got into like that school where Cammy and them are at. That would be cool. Like just explain the schools more so we can diversitize this shit. But why not? No, just let it focus on UA. Please go into a little more detail about the schools. No, I'm currently laying down. So, where was I? Oh yeah, this shit. So because he got, oh fuck my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna continue now. So as per usual, like because they got a little bit later, they don't know. Like they read the date and it was like, okay, so we have less time to prepare for him going to school, but like at least we know he made it in. And and because they don't have really any family members to come over. Well, I mean, Milena does, but she don't really fuck with Katana because of the fact that Katana banished her. So, like, that shows me she still sends messages to Katana, but it's more like they don't really talk much. It's just the basic family shit, like, hey, I have a kid now, and I'm going to find on Earth, and they basically talk through mail, like outer world mail, and yeah, it works, and they haven't made up for it face to face, but they're like on good terms at least. Oh no, okay terms at least. But I'm gonna say, yeah, like this is like a week or two before school that they find out, and they're like, okay, and throw them a little party, like, yeah, cake, food, and all that. A small party, just them. Them four technically, because Jason's mom is still there, haunting the fucking room, and yes, Jason and fucking Deku can see her. Milena's the only one who can't, and she knows she's there because Jason and like freaking Deku look over at her every once in a while. So yeah, now it's time for the school shit because I can do this shit like fast as hell when I want to and slow as hell when I choose to. Do I really need to? This school shit is just basic shit, cause like, Bako would talk his shit until Deku walked in, would stop. Ida would stop doing this chopping motion and say "C," and then like Bako would probably like whisper to Ida and say "stop" and just go back to your seat, please. And everything happens from there. As I wakes up late, tells him to go outside, and yeah, the rest is history. Should I do the training shit or should I stop it here? I mean, I don't want to stop it, but at the same time, I'm really tired as hell and I want to chill. I mean, not chill. I want to bring my bed out and go to sleep. Let's see. I mean, I could always do this tomorrow, like part 2 of this, so it's not really nothing to worry about. I did promise. Oh, I didn't promise, but I say I would do something. But now I think about it, like that combination is like so basic that is kind of honestly heartbreaking that it hasn't been done yet. But I'm gonna leave it off for here. Like I know it's not like Friday the 13th or near Halloween, but at the same time you gotta admit, like I'm doing Mortal Kombat characters basically, and just Jason popped up in my mind because I was like, oh, he's a character I could do. Otherwise, it would have been people on the meshing pool that just don't work out. But besides that, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This Jason one, the only reason why I didn't do the building and all that, because I want to actually build that up and like have more control over the fights instead of me just basically explaining everything. So yeah, peace, love, and positivity, like logic, and I'm out. Wait, and I'm out like, oh fuck, and I'm out like the lights when you don't pay the bill. So yeah, peace. My bad. My sister walked in the kitchen and started stealing fries like a little goblin. Anyway, how? Oh yeah, that's where I left off. It would be a house, I want to say, because three people plus Jason's mother, and I'm gonna say it just like that because I'm incorporating both. Here's the thing: I watched Friday the 13th movie, but I didn't like pay attention to them because they're all end the same, pretty much. With this nigga Jason somehow either dying or coming back to life. Why does everyone decide to come in when I'm doing something? My bad. I had to take a momentary relapse of what damn awful combination I just did. But yeah, this shit is retarded. So, where to leave off at? Oh yeah, she's in the fucking forest. So she's like, you know how a drunk person is, stumbling, acting stupid itself. And mind you, this isn't the 13th, so he isn't really out. And plus, the nearest teen is like 5 kilometers away. 5 fucking kilometers away. That's a lot of fucking hair. Anyway, nearest teen's 5 kilometers away. I should extend that. No, I won't, because there's no point. So, Jason's pretty much asleep, because, it's not the 13th. Yet. How am I gonna do this? Okay, I'm gonna just say how he said it in Discord. So, Milena basically comes stumbling through the forest. Does she come across this small little shack, I'd say. A shack or house?
What?
Nothing. Welcome back to another episode of me making weird ass combinations, and this one isn't even for Halloween. And damn, I forgot to pour myself some Kool-Aid because this shit's about to be a whole fucking glass full. I can't believe I'm doing this shit. Dude, it wasn't for the fact that this nigga was a Mortal Kombat X character, I wouldn't have been able to do him. He was one of my favorite characters, so I had to do him some justice. And the girl he's gonna be with is the only character I can see him. He probably would end up killing her just because, but I'm pretty sure for a while, it would just be like, alright, I'm gonna fucking deal with you. Because she can't blend into society. So, yeah. Let's do this shit while I pour myself some fucking Kool-Aid. Or the last of this shit. Alright. Now, where do I start this? So it's another day in Earth Realm. Yes, because, I'm going to say the Mortal Kombat tournament's ended with Raiden basically ascended and said, fuck everyone, I'm going to finish this shit. So, I'm going to say in Outer World, a certain person who had the claim to the throne, and if you didn't know Mortal Kombat lore, yes, she had a claim to the throne because of the fact that she was created from this nigga's cells, pretty much, in a fucking pod with Quan Chi. And I'm pretty sure if you didn't guess it now, you're pretty much, well, you just don't know about Mortal Kombat all that well. So, Queen Katana now, Queen. I'm pretty sure she beat, I don't know, I didn't play 11, but I'm gonna say Shao Kahn was beat once again and all that good shit. So, Queen Katana banishes this princess to Earth Realm for the remainder of her days. But before she leaves, she decides to get blasted drunk. Because she's pissed off and sad that she can't go in the Outworld no more. So she decided to drink. And then she just left towards Earthrealm. I'm gonna say, instead of her landing like a city, she landed in a certain forest with a certain person. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, you're pretty much at this point you're slower than a snail in the fucking winter.